What's happening, boys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going over the Rangers versus Panathinaikos review. I didn't put a preview out because I thought this would be a standard job and I thought Rangers would just go and get the job done, so I didn't think there was any need for a preview. My god, I was wrong. We needed a preview because Panathinaikos came out swinging, but Rangers have got the job done and we are through into the next round of the Champions League. But yeah, let's get into it. We're going to go over the lineup to start off. That Rangers put for this Panathinaikos game in the second leg, and yeah, let's get into that. Okay, so this is the lineup Russell Martin put out tonight against Panathinaikos for the second leg. It actually completely unchanged from the first leg at Ibrox, and it starts with Jack Butland in goal, James Tavernier at right back, John Stewart at right centre back, Djeidi at left centre back, Max Aarons at left back, Joe Raphael at right centre mid, Diomande in the middle, Raskan at left centre mid, Dowell at right wing, Daniil striker, and Finlay Curtis at left wing. Okay, so what I think about this lineup that Rangers put out, I can see there's two sides to it. Russell Martin's put out the lineup that won him the first leg, and that's totally fair. I can see where he's came from, but I don't think this should have been the lineup that we put out. I wanted to see a bit of change in there. For example, Kieran Dowell playing at right wing, he should never have been on the pitch again. After that first leg, I just don't think he done very well. It should have been Gassama, give him his first game and his first start in a proper setting in Rangers. But that didn't happen. And another one, Emil Fernandez, I reckon could have started over Djeidi this game. But the rest of the game in the lineup I think was alright. Maybe Dessers up top instead of Daniil. But other than that, I think the lineup wasn't too bad. But this one was a weird one because I think that Gassama should have started. This is the main one I'm going to go off. Obviously scored us a very crucial goal in that first leg, and we'll get on to what he done in the second leg as well. But he should have started over Kieran Dowell, who I just don't think is good enough at this point for Rangers. He's kind of like I had done a video yesterday where I talked about Kieran Dewsbury all at Chelsea. I just don't think Kieran Dowell is good enough for Rangers. But yeah, is what it is. Rangers got the job done, and what we'd done was we set out to just defend all game, which I didn't like. I really didn't like. But it was kind of a defensive lineup, I guess, in terms of what we got done. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about the first half now. What do I think about this first half? I'm going to be honest, Rangers were terrible. We'd done absolutely nothing, and it was a lot of the same from the first leg, like where Panathinaikos just attacked the whole first leg, and they done the exact same in the second leg. They came out swinging. First 10 minutes I thought we were going to concede. It looked really shaky from the back, and Rangers looked like they had a set goal this game where we'd be defend and don't let them through. It's kind of like what we done in the first leg, in the first half of the first leg, where we just defended and kept our cool and defended really well. But this time Rangers just got split open every time. It's like they studied us, and the only reason we didn't concede in them first 10 minutes was because of Jack Butland's heroics once again. He was incredible. But I'll stick some clips up of his saves up now. Okay, so in this first clip, the ball is played through. It's a lovely back heel to split Rangers' defence, and Jack Butland just smothers Djeidi. Okay, and in this second clip, the ball's played over by the goalkeeper, and it completely cuts Rangers' defence up. And I don't know what's happening here. Rangers just fall asleep, and then Palacio gets through, and Jack Butland once again with a brilliant save. Okay, and then this one, the ball's played down the right-hand side, and the ball comes in, and Avlidis gets a brilliant header on this, and this is a brilliant reactionary save. So Jack Butland basically saved Rangers for the first half, and not only that, it was a lot of defensive mistakes in the first half. It was a lot of scrappy just mistakes. The balls weren't being played right. It's like we just didn't know how to play football, which was really, really hard to watch as a Rangers fan. It just looked so like we were out of touch with the game, and Panathinaikos just looked so in the game, which it looked like we were playing against pros, against schoolboys. Like, it looked terrible. It looked really bad for Rangers, and especially in the defence. Once again, I said this in the last preview and review, Rangers have been awful in defence, terrible. A lot of mistakes, just scrappy things, too slow to react, and we just get our possession taken off us, which honestly we need to fix that before the start of the season, because the start of the season is on Saturday, so we don't have much time at all, and the transfer window is nearly done. So if we're going to bring a Connor Cody in, for example, which I'm going to just break out something here. I don't think he's coming to us anymore. He's linked with Wrexham, and I think he's going to go there. But back to the video. Yeah, we just really need to sort that out. That is awful. There was a lot of times where Panathinaikos would just dispossess us, even in our own box, and they wouldn't do anything with it. I'm going to put a clip up here now. This is one clip that I remember clear as day from this game, and this was probably one of their biggest chances to strike in the first half, but luckily it goes wrong for them. Okay, so in this clip we're just lazy in possession, the pass is totally off and we get dispossessed, and thank God Police puts this over the bar. A lot of sloppy play and a lot of schoolboy errors around the back, a lot of passing around the back as well, which I did not like. That's just not how I like watching football in general. That's one of my pet peeves in football, passing around the back. I know it's build-up play usually, but if it's just done all game, and it's horrible to watch. But the other thing I noticed here, and I'm really hoping this was just a one-game thing, and it's just to get us back to Ibrox with the next round in mind, is we were time wasting a lot, and I don't like seeing that. A lot of time wasting. Every chance Rangers had to time waste, they did. A lot of players dropping on the ground, balls kicked out of the stadium, just passing around the back, trying to keep possession at all times. But if we try that against a bigger club in the Champions League, if we qualify, or even in Europa League, we're going to get punished. We're 100% going to get punished because Panathinaikos, with all due respect, aren't as big as, for example, a PSG or a Inter Milan or a Napoli or something like that, who are in the Champions League this season. But if we do that against them, they're going to punish us and they're going to beat us and bruise us. And we've got lucky here. And if we take this into the league as well, if we start time wasting in the league, this is where I think I'm going to lose my head, because I don't think we should be doing that in the league. We're meant to be one of the top clubs every year. We're fighting for Europe. It should not be time wasted. It's just something I don't like. I don't know if that's a Russell Martin tactic that he uses, or if this was just to scrape by and get us to the next round, like I said. But I don't know. I said in my review, I don't care how Rangers get this done, if we do it really sloppily or if we go batter Panathinaikos. I don't want to see this again, I'll be honest. From Rangers' side, this is just not how I like seeing us play football. But yeah, that's pretty much how the first half went. Rangers had a couple attacking opportunities, but nothing major. And we went in the second half. So let's get into it. Okay, so the second half started much like the first half. Panathinaikos came out swinging. And once again, Rangers were really, really reluctant to attack at all. And this didn't actually pay off in the slightest. It actually backfired hugely in the second half. And this is where Panathinaikos eventually found their opportunity and did break through and break the deadlock. And they scored. So I'll put that on screen now. Okay, so this is Panathinaikos' goal, and it comes in from a cross, and it's Djeidi who gets a nice header on it, and it completely confuses Butland, to be fair. Well, let's talk about this goal. In the build-up, Panathinaikos, they play the ball in from across, and it completely beats all the Rangers defenders. We're trying to play an offside trap by the looks of it, but in my eyes, we were actually just sleeping, and that's how we're going to play it off. But as we played the offside trap, it glanced to Filip Djordjic and he headers it in. And it's not a conventional header by any means necessary. It's a very sloppy header, and it completely catches Butland off guard, which is not a direct header into the goal or a headed into the ground. It's like a really weird one where it's headed into the ground and it's dribbled by Butland. I don't know how to explain it, honestly. It was a really weird header, and I don't know if I want to rip into Butland for it, because I can't tell if it's his mistake or if that was just a really, really hard header to predict where it was going. But the thing that Butland probably should have been able to do was clear it off the line, and once it started dribbling in, that is one thing I will critique. But other than that, I'm not going to critique Butland too much this match, because he saved our bacon about multiple times during that first half and even in the second half. But the goal is a lazy offside trap. Honestly, to be fair, it was very close, and I think the offside trap, I mean, it was about this much, so I can't really rip into us too much for the actual goal itself, but it was coming. The way we were playing, how defensive we were playing, how stupidly round the back we were playing, and getting possession taken off us, it was a matter of time before Panathinaikos benefited from it. and they did. They took the opportunity nicely and they got their finish. And this is where I was like, oh no, this could go really badly, because we weren't attacking the game at all. We were playing defensive, and I thought at this point Panathinaikos are going to have a little bit of momentum now, and they're going to get that second, and it's going to drop the tie, and we're either going to go extra time or they're going to beat us flat out in this tie and get a number. But in that case, it didn't happen because of this man, Djeidi Gassama. Rangers Lord and Saviour, the Gladiator, call him what you want, the Greek God, the Greek Destroyer, call him what you want. Djeidi Gassama, he came on in the 55th minute, and about 4 minutes later he'd equalised for Rangers, and this just cements that he is going to be a gem, hopefully. He's been brilliant. The first game he came on, 3 minutes, and then this game, 4 minutes. I mean, he's a very good goal scorer, and this is why he should have started. I believe if Djeidi Gassama probably would have started, maybe it would have been wasted just from the way we were playing. Maybe a really good super sub from Russell Martin here, but I think he should have started. But Gassama, he saved us not once, but twice over both legs. But yeah, Djeidi Gassama, what a player! Look at his goal. Okay, so this move starts with Danilo having a couple of shots, and it falls to Djeidi Gassama, and this is a very difficult volley to pull off, and he puts it straight in there. After Djeidi Gassama saved Rangers once again with this equaliser, basically confirming the next round, Panathinaikos' win was completely knocked out of their sails. They really struggled to get in the game after that, and Rangers basically just went and seeded the game out. And it was pretty quick after the Djeidi Gassama goal, because it was 1-1 on the night and 3-1 on aggregate, basically guaranteeing us the next round. And I think at this point Panathinaikos knew this. They did have a little bit of a fight, but nothing major. It was honestly quite simple from there on out. It's like once they concede, they just kind of fall to pieces. But Rangers had a couple more opportunities. Dessers came on and he had a one-on-one, and he kind of fluffed his lines, I'll be honest, but at this point I didn't mind too much. It was just a seal on the stamp essentially. But it is what it is. Rangers pick up the win and we move on to the next round. So let's get into that. In the next round, Rangers have Victor Plzen, and this was a bit of a shock, I will be honest, because Servette were 2-0 up on aggregate, and it was basically dead set that we were going to have Servette, because this happened in the second half. And then Victor Plzen made the biggest comeback I've ever seen out of nowhere, and they went and won the match 3-1, and that put them through on aggregate, winning 3-2 on aggregate, which is pretty crazy. And for a team to do that, that means they are no mugs, because I was fully expecting Servette to be the team we'd be beating. And I don't know if I'd rather have Servette or Victoria Plzen. Probably Victoria Plzen, if I'll be honest. I thought Servette would be our team, and that would have been the tougher match. But I don't mind it. But they are no mugs. Victoria Plzen are no mugs, because if they can do that against Servette, they can do that against Rangers. And yeah, hopefully Rangers can get a job done against them, and that will get us into the Champions League, and that's big money. That is what we need, money. But yeah, hopefully that gets us into the next Champions League this year, essentially. But yeah, if we lose, we go down to Europa, and that is perfectly fine as well, because that is just another European competition, which I don't mind. But yeah, that's it. That's who we've got, and hopefully we can beat them. That is it. That is the video of the Rangers versus Panathinaikos review for the second leg. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This came out a little bit late, I will be honest, just because it took a while to get everything together. But I apologise for that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Helps with the growth, as we've all seen. It's going very well at the moment. And yeah, I've been Djeidi, and that is it. Route to Anima.